Hey guys, Little for Life here with another deck profile for you guys. This one I have been playing for quite a bit now. At least feel like it's been at least a good 2 weeks. I don't know. I've been pretty much testing this since they updated it with Mega Monarch, Caius, and Grudged Monarchs. I've been testing this for a while. Anyway, so this is what I like to call New Age Monarchs. It's basically Monarchs with all the new stuff. Well, most of it. I think I play all their spell and trap cards that they got. But anyway, so guys, I'm going to stop rambling and do the deck profile. First and foremost, I play one of each of the Mega Monarchs, except for Grand Marg. Grand Marg is the only Mega Monarch that I don't feel like is necessary right now to play or even consider playing. Mostly because, aside from what, like, freaking Shaddolls, Mega Grand Marg is not all that great. I'd maybe consider siding him. I don't really ever do matches on Devpro, so I honestly have not been able to do siding. But I'd consider siding him against Shaddolls. This deck has a pretty good matchup against Shaddolls, so it doesn't really care about like Winda or anything. It doesn't care about Nephilim or anybody. So really the only things that really pose a threat to it are the flip effects of Dragon and Lizard, or whatever it's called. I can't remember what the English name is. But yeah, Mega Monarchs, I play all but Grand Marg. Also, by the way, on another note, I just love the card art on all of them except for Zaborg, who just looks a little bit weird. Anyways, then I play 2 Mobius, 2 Caius, 1 Thestalos, 1 Zaborg, and 2 Ryza. I chose this mixture because I feel like I feel like 3 is too much and 2 really ought to get you through. There have been times where I've been wanting 3 Caius, but it's not all that often. It's usually against a dark themed deck where I'm like, okay, another 1,000 burn damage could really do right now. Honestly, again, if it was siding, I'd probably side another Ryza and another Caius, but I don't really do siding too much, if ever, because again, Devpro, I don't really do full matches all that often. I play Zaborg because I kind of like him, honestly. He's pretty much a Caius, but he destroys. He does come in handy sometimes. And also his Mega Formers is awesome. Next, I play 3 Edge and Scissors and 1 Level Eater. These guys are my replacements for Treeborn. Okay, Edge and Scissors, he's really good. He can tribute him off. He's good for especially getting the game going. And that the -1 that you have to do every time that you summon him becomes less of a problem once you have the reoccurring search card out, because you always get that +1 on summon, provided your opponent does not do anything to stop your summon. I really do like Edge and Scissors in the deck, and he really does help out, especially since you can't really play Treeborn in this very continuous and trap heavy deck. I play Level Eater because late game you start wanting to not put stuff back on top of your deck, and since you generally have at least one of your Monarchs on board by then, you can start leveling, eating them off, and summoning him, and tributing Level Eater instead. It's just really good. I only play one of them because I really don't need any more than one, and more than one seems to be a little bit on the inconsistent side. Next, I play 2 Grudged Monarchs. I've swapped back and forth between playing 2 and 3 of this. Right now I'm sticking with 2. I might switch it back to 3 later. Right now I really do like 2 though. Just basically lets you grab any of the Monarch spell or trap cards. That searches almost half the deck. But you gotta have any of the Monarchs. It doesn't matter if it's a Mega or regular in your hand, and you just refill it. You add one of the cards that you need. It can't add itself, obviously. I don't know why you would want to do that anyways. But however, it's good. Fool's Burial is simply to dump Edge and Scissors or Level Eater to grave. 2 Pot of Duality. You don't really special summon all that much, and it's more for getting set up. The only times you really do special summon is whenever you actually get the deck rolling. This is more so to help you get the deck rolling. And it also really combos well with Monarch Stormforth, which I play 3 of. This card is so integral to the deck. I have almost considered playing Soul Exchange along with it, but I prefer Monarch Storm 4. If it's searchable, it's a quick play, and that's actually very important, especially with a certain card in this deck. And it just is really good. It doesn't prevent you from going into your battle phase or anything. There's no more, I don't know what else to say. It's just a really good card. March of the Monarchs. I play 2 of these. Basically, it gives all of your Monarchs, Mega or non, invulnerability. All tribute summon monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck. Now, by now I'm sure you've realized I play no cards in my extra deck. That is because everything in this deck pretty much says you can't special summon from your extra deck. So I figured, A, why even bother having an extra deck? So yeah. This card basically makes it to where your opponent has to kill your Monarchs by battle. They cannot target it. They cannot destroy it by card effects. They can just forget about Castelling it. They can forget about Venus Chaining it, Breakthrough Skilling it, doing all that stuff. Next up, we have 3 of the Return of the Monarchs. I've been switching back and forth between 2 and 3 discs. Right now I'm going with 3. I really do like it. Basically, it lets you add any of the other Monarchs from your deck to your hand, except for the monster that was tribute summoned, and you basically get to do this whenever you tribute summon a monster. It's really good, and it lets you keep at least 1 card more in hand, so you can always just set whatever you summon. Like, let's say I have this out, I have Caius in hand, and I have Edge Scissors Engrave, and 1 other card in my hand. I put that 1 other card on top of my deck, summon the Edge Scissors, tribute summon Caius, add. Hey, guess what? I still have a Monarch to summon next turn, and that lets you just basically loop it for the entire duel. Really good. Next, I play the Monarchs Awaken. It's a trap card. Basically, it makes it to where you target 1 Monarch you control, and it is invulnerable to everything. It is unaffected by all other card effects. Now, if you activate this on one of your Mega Monarchs, you might as well have a really unstoppable monster on field. Your opponent cannot do anything to it unless they kill it by battle. And honestly, having a 2800 beater that's unaffected by everything, your opponent can't do much about that. And it just really drives people insane. And I've gotten some very nasty comments from people that I've dueled against while having a Monarch Awakened Mega Gustavos, and they're just like, I can't do nothing. Okay, at that point, they have to summon a 3K monster or 2900 monster, or collide it with a 2800. And that's pretty much the only out that should always have to it either. Next, I play 2 Promise of an Adversary. I actually don't know if this is out in TCG or not. I forget. Basically, if you control no cards that were special summoned from the extra deck, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck, take control of that monster until the end phase, and you cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. Basically, it allows you to use your opponent's Fuse and Synchron Exceed monsters as tribute fodder. Or if you want to take it and attack with it, you can do that too. Or you can do both. It doesn't have any restrictions on it other than you cannot special summon. It's really good, and I recommend playing 2. Next, I play 2 of the first Monarch. This is more tribute fodder. Basically, it's a trap monster, and you can discard a card whenever it's summoned to declare an attribute, and basically he becomes that attribute, and he can be treated as 2 tributes for that tribute summon. I really don't do that often unless I have a Mega Monarch in my hand and I really do want to summon it. Next, I play 2 Escalation of the Monarchs. This card is more for interrupting your opponent, and it's really, really good whenever they don't know that it's on the field. And then whenever you flip it face up and chain it to something, I've done it to where, like, I've had regular Caius out on field, flipped his face up, summoned Mega Caius, got rid of 2 of their cards, and they just couldn't do anything for the remainder of the turn. It allows you to yes, I didn't explain it. It basically lets you summon on your opponent's turn, but only tribute summoning. And it can be during your opponent's main phase or battle phase, interrupt their plays, destroy their set cards that they might have set before to go into battle phase, or at the end of the main phase or something. It just really allows you to interrupt your opponent's plays. Then I play 2 the Monarchs Erupt. It's basically a skill drain, but only if you have no cards in your action deck and you control a tribute summon monster. And it only negates the effects of non-tribute summon monsters. So all your Monarchs will still get their effects off. You don't have to worry about that. It's just really good. And I guess I should also mention that if you have no tribute summon monsters on your field during your end phase, send it to the graveyard. So, like, let's say you have a Caius, you activate this during your opponent's turn, and you stop one of their monster effects, but that monster can still kill Caius without having to, like, get an attack boost or anything. It kills Caius. It won't destroy itself during your opponent's turn, but it will do it during your next turn if you can't tribute summon again. It's still a great card. I do recommend playing at least 2 of it. Maybe siding a 3rd if you're playing against a really monster effect heavy deck. Aside from that, not much else to say. It's a skill drain. Anyways, guys, that is the deck profile. I am loving this deck. Sorry if I fumbled every now and then. I feel like I'm doing that more lately. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Rate, comment, subscribe. Have a great day. Tell me what do you think about this deck. Tell me what you think that Monarchs need. You'll notice I don't play Module Sheldon, which is the monster that they intended to be the replacement for Treeborn. It basically has the same effect as Treeborn, but however, you can summon it. It can only be special summoned if it was tributed for a tribute summon, and it doesn't matter if you have any spell trap cards. But however, that's the only way you can special summon it, so I'm like, yeah, screw that. I'm going with Edgem Sabers. It doesn't have any restrictions or anything. Anyways, guys, as I said, rate, comment, subscribe. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile, and have a great day.